Hello friends, today we will continue our talk on antiseptics and disinfectants. In part 1 of this lecture, we have defined what is antiseptic and disinfectant. Then we have seen the ideal properties this drug should have. Then we have seen the mechanism of actions and factors affecting their activity, and we have classified antiseptic and disinfectants. So now we are going to talk about individual agents. So first we will see the agents which act by precipitating bacterial proteins. Okay, so the group we are talking about is aldehydes. Aldehydes, they are known as broad spectrum germicidal agent. Why? Because they cover both gram-positive as well as gram-negative organisms, viruses, fungi as well as tubercular bacilli. The agent in aldehydes are formaldehyde and glutaraldehyde. The first agent, formaldehyde, I think you all are aware with the pungent odor of your anatomy dissection hall, and that is because of the diluted solution of formaldehyde, that is also known as formalin. So formaldehyde is a pungent gas which is usually used for fumigation, and 37% aqueous solution of formaldehyde is known as formalin, as I have said. And this formalin is further diluted to about 4% solution and that is used for hardening and preservation of dead tissues. Now this formaldehyde is quite effective, but use is declined because of its pungent odor as well as its tendency to cause sensitization, or we can say eczematoid reaction. So nowadays it is occasionally used to disinfect surgical instruments and glassware. Another agent is glutaraldehyde, which is less pungent as compared to formaldehyde, less irritating, as well as it is better sterilizing agent as compared to formaldehyde. Its 2% solution is usually used to disinfect surgical instruments, endoscopes, glasswares, and as such it requires somewhat prolonged period to disinfect these objects. So these objects should be immersed into the solution. Glutaraldehyde has a very short half-life alone. So whenever it is used, stabilizing agents are required. In phenols, phenol is like formaldehyde, broad-spectrum germicidal agent which covers all gram-positive and gram-negative organisms, fungi, viruses, tubercular bacilli, etc. Its use nowadays is declined because of its corrosive nature at higher concentration. At lower concentration, it is only bacteriostatic. Also, it causes toxicity on absorption and also have carcinogenic effect. As such, it is not used as an antiseptic nowadays, but having lost less cost, it is used as a disinfectant to disinfect urine, feces, pus, sputum, etc. Though still it is used as a standard for comparing other germicidal agents. Cresol is methylphenol, which is more active and less damaging to tissues, and it is surface disinfectant. You must have seen this Lysol preparation, right? So Lysol is 50% soap emulsion of cresol, which is widely used as disinfectant in hospital and domestic practice for washing hands. In phenols, other chloroxylenol, which is non-corrosive, non-irritating, less toxic, but having equal efficacy to phenol. The most popular commercial preparation is known as Dettol. You must all are aware with the preparation Dettol, which is prepared with 4.8% chloroxylenol in 9% terpenol and 13% alcohol. In different concentration, it is also available in form of skin cream, soap, lubricating obstetric cream, mouthwash, etc. In phenols group, Last agent is hexachlorophene, which is odorless, non-irritating, non-staining, and narrow spectrum action. Narrow spectrum because only covers gram-positive organisms. It has slow persistent action and tendency to accumulate on skin and reduces bacterial load up to 95% over a period of 3 to 4 days. It is good deodorant also. So it is commonly incorporated in soaps and cleansing antiseptic. 3% solution of hexachlorophene has produced cutaneous absorption and neural toxicity like cerebral edema and convulsions, especially in premature neonates. So, preparation containing more than 2% hexachlorophene like soaps and talcum powders has been banned. In alcohol group, most frequently used alcohols for antiseptic purposes are ethanol and isopropyl alcohol, which is also known as isopropanol. They are rapidly active against various microbes that includes gram-positive, gram-negative organisms, fungi, viruses, TB bacilli, etc. But they are not sporicidal. So bacterial spores are resistant to the action of alcohol. The optimal bactericidal concentrations is 70% for ethanol and 90% for isopropyl alcohol. They can cause tissue damage if applied onto corneal tissue, mucous membranes, ulcers, or to delicate skins like scrotum. You must have seen the antiseptic applied before IM or IV injection. So these agents are used as skin antiseptic before IM and IV injection. They can also be used as disinfectant on inanimate objects except having leather coverings and plastic coating. The next group is heavy metal salts. Heavy metal salts are rarely used nowadays. Mercury salts, their use is obsolete, but thiomerzol, which is used only as preservative. At higher concentration, it can cause hypersensitivity reactions. In silver salt, silver nitrate eye drops used for prophylaxis of gonococcal ophthalmitis in newborns, while silver sulfadiazine, it is used for burn cases. Zinc salts are mild antiseptics. Zinc oxide plus calamine, which is mild antiseptic, dermal protective and adsorbent, and available in form of zinc calamine lotion. Now we will talk about agents which act by oxidizing the sulfhydryl groups of bacterial proteins. In halogens, first is iodine. Iodine is a rapidly acting broad spectrum germicidal agent. It has variable action against bacterial spores and tubercular bacilli. Its 1 into 20,000 solution has capability to kill most vegetative forms of bacteria within 1 minute. So it makes a nearly ideal antiseptic or disinfectant agent. It was originally used as tincture iodine, where elemental iodine was mixed with potassium iodide to increase its solubility. However, it has some disadvantages like say discoloration of skin. It has some typical odor. It causes pain on skin abrasions and open wounds. After iodine, there are iodophores. Iodophores are the soluble complexes of iodine with large molecular natural polymers such as polyvinyl pyrrolidine or polyethyl glycols from which free iodine is released slowly. They have little or no odor, reduced discoloration of surface, and also it serves as a reservoir for sustained release of free iodine to act with susceptible microorganism. The most popular iodophore is povidone iodine, which is a polyvinyl pyrrolidine complexed with iodine in higher concentration, that is about 5%. It is used on boils, burns, otitis externa, ulcer, trichomonal infection, furunculosis, tinea infection, etc. Its 10% solution is used to disinfect endoscopes and surgical instruments, and about 1% concentration also used as mouthwash. The development of iodophores has led to a wider acceptance of iodine as a disinfectant. Next, in halogen is chlorine. Chlorine is very effective germicidal agent at 0.25 parts per million concentration. At this concentration, within 30 seconds, it kills most of the microorganisms except Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is active in acidic medium as well as neutral medium. Primarily, it is used to disinfect drinking water. In drinking water, organic matters bind with the chlorine. So chlorine in excess is added to achieve free chlorine concentration of about 0.2 to 0.4 parts per million, which is known as chlorine demand of the water. Next are chlorophores. These chlorophores are chlorinated compounds which slowly releases hypochlorous acid in solution. And these agents are nowadays more preferred because of their less irritating nature and they are very much easy to handle. Commonly used chlorophore is sodium hypochlorite solution. As such, it is unstable, so not frequently used, but at concentration of about 4%, it is used in dentistry for root canal therapy. And at concentration of about 4 to 6%, it is used to disinfect milk cans and other equipments in dairies. Another agent you must have heard, that is bleaching powder, or we can say chlorinated lime. Chlorinated lime is obtained by the action of chlorine on lime. It is used as disinfectant for drinking water, swimming pools, drains, toilets, and it is also used to disinfect ponds during epidemics of cholera. Popular combination of chlorophore, one of that is Usol, which is solution of chlorinated lime with boric acid, which is another antiseptic disinfectant agent having weaker action. Another is Dakin solution, which is diluted sodium hypochlorite solution with boric acid. The combination of Usol and Dakin solution is powerful germicidal agent which dissolves pus, so it is used to clean infected wounds. But it may delay the wound healing and it can cause bleeding if blood clot dissolves. In oxidizing agent, the first agent is hydrogen peroxide. It is powerful broad spectrum germicidal agent. It liberates nascent oxygen which oxidizes necrotic matter and kills microbes. So it is used to cleanse wounds, abscesses, as well as for loosening and removing slough and earwax. Because of poor penetrability as well as potency loss on keeping, its use has been restricted nowadays. Next oxidizing agent is potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate also liberates oxygen which oxidizes bacterial proteins and enzymes. 1 in 5,000 to 1 in 10,000 solution is bactericidal. So it is used for gargling, irrigating cavities, cleaning weeping eczema, and its higher concentration are also used to disinfect wells during epidemic of cholera. As such, it is also used as gastric lavage for poisoning cases like say morphine or we can say alkaloids. It has as a slower action, side effects like staining, and at higher concentration it also can cause blistering like side effects, so its use has been declined nowadays. Next group of agents are which alter the properties of bacterial cell wall. Cyanic surface active agents are large complex molecules containing a quaternary ammonium or pyridinium or papiridinium group. They have detergent-like action, so they reduce the surface tension and cause damage to bacterial cell membrane and cause alteration in cell membrane permeability, which leads to leakage of vital nutrients. They have bacteriostatic action. They are mostly effective against gram-positive and gram-negative organisms and fungi, but they're ineffective against spores, TB bacilli, viruses, and they also have slower actions. These all agents are used to disinfect glasswares and surgical gloves. In bicyanide group, chlorhexidine. Chlorhexidine is very much effective against gram-positive organisms like hydroxychlorophene. It exhibits residual activity after repeated use. Its combination with cetrimide is popular brand name Savlon that have increased efficacy against microorganisms. Different formulation of chlorhexidine like lotion, washes, creams are used for pre-operative cleansing of skin and wounds. For opportunistic mouth infection like Candida, it is used to prevent. Gel containing chlorhexidine with xylocaine is used for catheterization and cystoscopy, and it is also extensively used in obstetrics and for surgical scrub. Next is benzalkonium chloride. 1 in 1000 solution of it is used for preoperative disinfection of intact skin. 1 in 2000 solution is used for cleansing wound, and 1 in 10,000 solution is used for irrigation of bladder. It is one commonly used as preservative or antiseptic in eye drops also. Next is cetrimide. Cetrimide 1 to 3% solution is used to clean roadside accident wound because it effectively removes dirt and congealed blood from the wounds. This cream, cetrimide cream, you must have seen that is available in your first aid kits of vehicles. In combination with chlorhexidine, the combination is known as Savlon. Savlon. So it is commonly used antiseptic or disinfectant for surgical instruments. Anionic surface active agents includes common soaps and detergent. They are effective primarily because of their cleaning and emulsifying ability. They are combined with chloroxylenol or hexachlorophene to increase their antimicrobial activity. Last group of drugs are miscellaneous agents, in which there are different dyes like say acryflavine and proflavin. These are orange, yellow acridine dyes which are effective mainly against gram-positive bacteria and gonococci. They are non-irritating in nature but staining is a major disadvantage. It is usually used for chronic ulcers, wounds and simple burn dressing. As such, the solutions loses efficacy on exposure to light, so they are available in amber color bottles. Another dye is gentian violet. It is rosanilin dye which is effective against gram-positive bacteria as well as fungi. 0.5 to 1% alcoholic solution of it is used for chronic ulcers, infected eczema and wounds. And like acryflavine dyes, staining is the major disadvantage. In purine derivatives, nitrofurazone, which is bactericidal to gram-positive, gram-negative organisms as well as aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. Its mechanism of action is like nitrofurantoin, that it inhibits enzyme involved in carbohydrate metabolism of bacteria. It is used in burn dressing and skin grafting. It causes sensitization, which is a main disadvantage. In remaining agent, boric acid is a weak antiseptic which is bacteriostatic also. It is used in eye and ear drops, prickly heat powders, in boroglycerin paints to treat stomatitis and glossitis. Its use for irrigating bladder, cleansing wounds and burn dressing is not recommended because of its systemic absorption which can cause diarrhea, vomiting, visual disturbances as well as renal toxicity. Different antibiotics like say neomycin, bacitracin, mupirocin, sodium fusidate, polymyxin and chloramphenicol etc. are also available as ointment to treat local mucocutaneous infections. Here we end our discussion. So thank you. Hand wash is very important. So wash your hands regularly and stay safe.